Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. I am thrilled to be visited by some friends from the Park City Education Foundation. Executive Director Abby McNulty is in studio, and Julia Hastings. And you guys are here to talk about something that affects more people than I think a lot of people realize, and that is dyslexia, sort of young and old. So talk to us about this initiative, the dyslexia initiative that you're launching.
Well, it came about through a collaboration of 4 groups. First of all, the Karen and Ty Hall Foundation came to the school district wanting to donate and offer a gift to support students with dyslexia. And through the collaboration of them and the school district, and then bringing in the advocate group, Park City Reads, who are very, very passionate about supporting students with dyslexia as well, and then incorporating the Park City Ed Foundation as well, was the way to bring about this initiative between those 4 groups of people.
And sort of reach the broad spectrum. So you're based at McPolin?
Yes.
Is that right? Okay. So, I mean, I think for people that are watching as well, dyslexia is something that isn't necessarily one of those disabilities that, you know, a giant red flag is over the head, you know, and it says, here's where we need to give some attention. It can be under the radar for quite some time and sort of present in different ways. For people that might be questioning, do I fall into this, or does my child fall into this, what are some things to look for?
Well, it's interesting because as a teacher myself, teachers are provided with the skills to support students, and as you said, kind of a wide range of learners. This initiative is going to help us make kind of that even wider net, I should say, to support all students. And the goal is to hopefully decrease the likelihood of students struggling. So we're focusing on the early years of kinder, first, and second as a preventative approach for this, and implementing it successfully, and then looking at a future rollout. So our focus on the early childhood and foundational skills of reading allows us to then intervene when necessary, when kids do show signs of more struggle. But PC Reads is a group that is very, very knowledgeable about dyslexia, and they would be the ones that I would direct you to find out more about dyslexia.
Well, and it's one of those things that, you know, if it's addressed early on and given coping tools, there's a guaranteed success, whereas if it's ignored, this can affect their entire life.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's why the pilot initiative is so exciting at McPolin, because it is providing teachers with additional tools to help catch dyslexic students very early. And I'll add too, PC Reads is doing a dyslexia awareness presentation at each of the 4 elementary schools. They'll be working with teachers and interested parents in those, what to look for if you're concerned that your child might be dyslexic, working with teachers to talk about some indicators of a child that you might want to spend extra attention with.
And I think it's so important that you're starting at such an early age as well. PC Reads, obviously a phenomenal local nonprofit that works closely, I know, with the Ed Foundation, and a big support system there. What are some of the things that people can look for? What have you seen in your classroom or from working with every child in the Park City School District that they can look for?
I'll just speak personally because my niece and nephew are both dyslexic, and I have a kindergartner who, because dyslexia runs in my family, I'm looking for.
Sure.
So I think and I would defer to PC Reads 100%. But
we'll go with the experts.
Yes, go with the experts.
Yes.
But as a parent and as an aunt, what I saw my niece really struggle with is just a discomfort in going to school, a lack of self-confidence, because she was not learning to read at the same rate and the same pace that the other students were. And so the first signal to my sister was just a real hesitation to want to go to school.
Okay.
Just with no real understanding why, but just
something was off.
Yeah, it was just a battle every morning. Yeah, and then there's very sort of the things that people talk about too is just flipping letters, not knowing sounds, and you could speak more to this, but for us as a family, it was just this real hesitation and severe pushback to wanting to go to school.
A lot of pushback on just what a lot of kids wouldn't really think of as a large deal. Yeah.
Which is also why this initiative came about, is Karen and Ty Hall have a story, a personal story to them that made them very aware of the mental, emotional, social impact that it can have on children and what that does for their life. And that's where this all came about.
And it really translates to every aspect of their life.
Absolutely.
This isn't just isolated
Correct.
for reading. This will then continue on to social, to family relationships, everything.
Absolutely.
But as we've already said, if a child at a young age develops coping skills or just another way to learn to read, they don't have to struggle with these issues. So the earlier you can catch it and diagnose it and work with a child, the better.
And so this initiative will be in all of the primary schools in the district.
That is the goal. So
That's
we're
the goal.
focusing heavily on the implementation and the process. What do the teachers need? How does this look in their classroom? So we have 7 teachers at McPolin currently who are going through the pilot and kind of working out the kinks to allow us to successfully implement it in the rest of the school district next year.
Wonderful. And I think it's great that it's at McPolin. I think that's just such a fun, fantastic school. So I want to give a little bit of a plug to the Ed Foundation and to PC Reads, because we do have Live PC, Give PC coming up on November 4th for donations. And just for the Ed Foundation, just briefly, for people who may not be aware and they're looking for a fantastic organization, what do you guys do?
The Education Foundation goes beyond what public education provides to meet the needs of our teachers, our students, and our community. So that could mean anything and everything between preschool to post-high school graduation for graduating students. We supplement budgets for schools and classrooms.
Fantastic. And how much did you put back into the school district last year?
Over $1 million, and this year it will be about 1.5 million.
1.5 million.
1.5 million, and we do
Abby,
it.
you're growing.
Yeah, it's true. We don't like to sit still, but we're so lucky because we work in this amazing community, and we're working with people like Ty and Karen Hall who, come to the district and say, we want to make a difference. We want to partner with the school district to reach dyslexic students, and that's really what we do. We work with donors to make an impact.
And if a parent is watching at home and thinking, you know what, this might be something that sounds a little too familiar for me, what are the resources? Who can they contact within the school district now if they're looking for support or answers?
Well, with the initiative focus, I would be the person to contact if you have questions about the initiative itself and how it's being implemented in that focus. I would then direct people, if they have concerns of their child being dyslexic possibly, to PC Reads and or their teacher too. Talk to their teacher and find out, we use screenings in the school district currently that can kind of throw a red flag at some possibilities of struggles for students.
Okay.
So I would just dive into that a little bit more and find out from their teacher where their student might be struggling.
Wonderful. Julie, Abby, thank you for being here this morning, and good luck on this pilot initiative.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see it expand throughout all of the primaries here in Park City. All right, if you were looking for a fantastic organization to give to this November 4th at Live PC, Give PC, think about the Park City Education Foundation and Park City Reads. This is the Mountain Morning Show. We'll be right back after this.